What happened to your grandfather's best friend? The lost soldier you mentioned.
The lost soldier. My grandfather's best friend. His name was Shiro. He lost himself in his loyalty to the homeland. He chose a more violent path. One that led to...
A violent end.
I'm afraid so.
Was he killed in action?
No, he... isolated himself. Whatever he saw, whatever he experienced, he tried to run from it.
I think we all owe a debt of gratitude to the soldiers that have paid the ultimate price for war. Whatever his past, he deserves a proper remembrance, and your family deserves some closure.
Thank you. I believe his twisted legacy starts in liberty. Looking for freedom and solace that he could never find. Should you follow his path, just be careful. You might not like what you find.
Find out what happened to Shiro. Civilians, Sentinel soldiers, and well, just other places, scarce sources of intel can be found all in Liberty Province. So, let's head over and see what I can find.
I cut out about 20 minutes of stupidly exploring the wrong province and getting my helicopter shot up.
This little residential section over here looks like it might not have too many Sentinels. Just set down over here and see if I can find some information. Alright, I think I found a place with some information. It is naturally fairly heavily guarded.
Oh boy.
He'll have info.
Give me some information about this. Don't hurt me! That's all I know!
Drone support stations in Liberty hold documents regarding World War II sightings.
I have somewhere I have to be.
Got a hostile!
Hello. I'm not gonna hurt you. Could you help me? I'm in need of some info.
Honest, that's all I know.
Awesome. Thanks.
Painting in Auroa Hospital at Brunton Valley.
Hi.
Probably here. Alright, I'm speculating this is the hospital. Indeed it is. Shoot. Nice. Bummer. Well, that was a weird animation. That's heavy. Alright. They'll never suspect that I'm now on the roof. Ah, terrible place to put it. Silence. Ah, that looks like the painting. Finally. Painting depicts a crash site with a view of Liberty Province in the background. A consult investigation to see painting of the crash site.
Another 20 minutes or so flying all over this province before I finally find the crash site.
Oh hey, that's what the picture's of. Alright, well let me just set down here. And World War II.
Feel free to pause here and read this.
Look at this. Puzzle box bottom piece. Piece of a Japanese puzzle box. Sentinel soldiers in the Seal Islands province have more info and additional scarce sources of info. Seal Island province. So back over here. Interesting. Well, let's just mark a random spot and grab our chopper and head over. Oh, shoot. Nice.
Tell me everything.
Oh, I swear, I've told you everything.
Seal Island camps hold documents about the Japanese World War II remains. Oh, this is a camp. See if I can find out more information. Patrol guidelines mention southern part of Hunter Island. Interesting. Sure looks like it's labeled Seal Island.
This is about where on the map that the arrow on the right is, and I'm going to try to save you a little bit of time here. There's a really cool cave here, but it is not the foxhole, so skip ahead and don't waste any time here.
Sentinel soldiers in the Smuggler Coves province. This is taking me all over.
In case you're wondering, one of the battle tier rewards is a helicopter with rockets on it, so that's a really good reason to play the faction support missions.
Tell me everything you know.
There's nothing left. I've already told you everything. Please, just let me go.
Alright, gotta find a civilian and I gotta find an outpost. Here in Lake Clearwater. Ha! Great. Well, it's a good thing I've got a chopper with some firepower. Oh, come on.
Thought I'd try to squeeze in a behemoth, and it turns out they have missiles.
What?
My approach this time was to stay a lot farther away from the action and let the rockets do all the work from out of range of the snipers. This was much more effective. Although an effective strategy, this still took way longer than I would have liked. If you were really good at stealth and sneaking in there and clearing the base on foot, that's awesome. But this base was a little higher level than me, and I didn't want to take the time to try over and over again. And with the rockets I did eventually clear off his base.
Soldier remains were seen on the southern part of Discovery Mountain. Oh no. Jeez. Lid depicts a site in hills at Lake Murray opposite Scott Homestead.
So there's the Scott homestead, this is Lake Murray, and on the lid you can see this waterfall here, and you can see some of these roads off to the side, so that implies that the vantage point is back over here. Both the victor and the vanquished are but drops of dew, but bolts of lightning, thus should we view the world. Alright, next location, Silent Mountain Province near the Peterman Mine. Let's go.
Desecrated flag. Nobody who fought so hard for their country should have ever been driven to this. Damn. I can't even imagine how betrayed he must have felt to do this.
The places you've gone, the things you've seen, it's tragic, isn't it? My grandfather said that all Shiro wanted to do was stop running. But he could never escape himself.
This guy fought too hard for far too long.
There has to be a better way than ritual suicide.
It was a different time, a different culture. From his point of view, it was probably the best thing to do.
This is not the kind of honor my grandfather taught me.
Listen, as soldiers, we have an obligation to protect those who can't protect themselves. We're honor-bound to do the right thing, even if it means sacrificing ourselves to do it. And as long as I stay true to my path, as long as I stay true to who I am, I won't follow in the Shiro's footsteps. I'm my own man. But the lessons that these men learned, they won't be forgotten. Looks like you've been real busy. How'd you learn to make these lanterns?
My grandfather taught me how to make them when I was a child. I remember scraps of colored paper, cookies, and sunlit afternoons.
That's touching.
Yes, those are some of my fondest memories of him. There was only us and these lanterns. The rest of the world just fell away.
This new world must look real different for someone who was born and raised here.
It happened so quickly. Innovation, they say, but this progress feels like a train blasting down the tracks.
Yeah, or careening off a cliff.
Yes.
So what do you think they want here? Those soldiers?
Opportunists are always attracted to shiny objects.
So you're not too fond of them?
Have you ever seen tree rot? A tree can look fine on the outside, but be completely decayed inside. Those soldiers are an infestation.
Do you believe it, though? That scientists can change the world?
I have no ambitions to change the world, just to protect my corner of it, and my grandfather's memory.
Your grandfather had an interesting view of things.
My grandfather called it Bushido, the warrior's path. It was the code of honor developed by ancient samurai.
Tell me more.
It always is when you ascribe to a staunch moral code. But that was also the point. You can easily devote your life to fulfilling those standards.
And what use were they to him?
Bushido taught him how to act, how to live until the very end. He did horrible things, but those values helped him atone. They're really valuable if you don't take them too far. I do my best to live up to that legacy.
I can respect that. Good luck.
Thanks. You too.
Well, I hope you liked that mission. I certainly enjoyed the depth and breadth and the story and how far it took us across the island. Hit the like if you liked it, and feel free to subscribe and leave a comment and let me know what you thought.